No, Michail Antonio was absolutely massive.
No, it's massive. It's actually just, I hate it. You have to be the worst guy in the room with other players, other clubs' injuries. It's just fantastic news for Liverpool just right now. We needed a break in the case, and this is it. I mean, I did a small fist bump at news of Sergio Aguero's torn hamstring earlier in the week as well. I think he's torn a hamstring, hasn't he? Yeah, Sergio
it's something.
It's something that makes him a doubt for the game against us.
No, he's almost said they're not playing against us. I think it's more of a bad pull than it is a tear.
Yeah. Whatever.
We don't want people late.
No,
we just don't want good players to play against us.
I can't stress that enough. That made me a terrible human being. But in fact, there was a thing. I saw an interview with Tom Brewitt, who was a young centre half who captained Liverpool's under-23s a few years ago. His dad, Dave, actually owns the Hope Street Hotel. But Tom plays, where does he play now? I think he plays for Morecambe or maybe Blackburn, I forget which. But he did this interview where he admitted when he was, I think he was at Liverpool, he was at Liverpool and he was in line to play in the Cup fourth round or the third round. Then he went out of his way in training to boot his nearest rival for a place in the first team. Who was it? Someone like Conor Randall. Yeah. He actually injured him on purpose. I thought, one of those most honest things I've ever heard a footballer say in an interview. And also I'm glad to know that they actually think that ruthlessly, as you should do. It's sport and you want to win, you know. And I think when supporters, we all go, I obviously don't wish any ill on Sergio Aguero or Michail Antonio in their lives, but I'm delighted they're injured for the prospect of playing Liverpool. I don't think I should be ashamed of saying that.
Well, if I ever fancy a turn on the gutter, you better watch your back.
No.
Because you'll be getting in the lift and I'll just be digging you.
Yeah, everyone wants that prestigious gig. Tell you what, I've got to watch myself, haven't I?
He's been so good, Stu, Michail. He's been so good for ages, and it is, with everything we've got going on, where, you know, it could be Rhys Williams, it could be Nat Phillips, it could be Jordan Henderson, we don't know who it is, but with the idea that Michail Antonio could just go and batter someone. Bowen's really good. Bowen could do a number on someone too, but Antonio's been boss.
He has, and I think as well that, I know it's a cliche, but it couldn't happen to a nicer fella. Do you know what I mean? Because I think everyone's been saying over the past 6 months, you know,
he is literally the nicest man.
He's just a lovely fella, isn't he? You know, he's just.
Don't I feel bad now?
He don't, you know, you're almost, when you're watching from afar and it doesn't directly affect you because West Ham aren't one of our closest rivals.
Take me come out of the window while we're on the wall.
Quick, lock every door.
When it doesn't directly affect you, you're quite happy to see him do well. You want him actually to do well against your closest rivals, don't you? You know what I mean? You want him on the pitch against everyone except yourself. So that's worked out, I suppose, in that regard. And I do hope he comes back quickly because it's nice to see him. I think you said he's 30 before, and you know, at a stage in his career, it's nice to see him getting some plaudits. But I am absolutely amazed up he's not starting against Rhys Williams or whoever turns out for us at centre half tomorrow. So that's a big break for us, I think.
He's got the international break injury as well, if there's a consolation. It's always the best injury to have just before the international break, is it?
I feel like I'm Michail Antonio's #1 fan. I'm just starting his fan club, you know what I mean? You're having to like console me.
Yeah, I know, I'm talking you through this. He was so good against City last week, wasn't he? Did you watch that game?
Yeah, he was.
Well, the ball comes in, you think, go on, Michail, just bicycle kick it into the net. You don't think he'll actually do that. I love that when you're watching football and that actually happens. You go, go on, just check inside and bend one in the top. Oh, he's gone and got it. I didn't think you'd do it. You know, oh, such a good goal.
Do you think now that he's not playing, do you think? Sorry, let me rephrase that. Do you think if he is playing, do you think there's an argument that we go with more experience in defence, and then there's more of an argument for Jordan Henderson to drop in? Do you think now that he's not there and he is their most prolific striker right now, I don't know how he's second only to Harry Kane, I think you said Talking Reds in goals. Do you think now there's a bigger argument to start Rhys Williams and to maybe, you know, give him another one of those opportunities?
I think with Michail, do you think he's going to pin someone down, isn't he? Because he's just like that. He's got that Deeney-esque thing about him. So you think you would not want him to pin down a kid. Doesn't he play? But he's right-sided, and Rhys is going to play our right.
So they're
left. So it's Gomez. If you have against Gomez, who'd be more streetwise. It's really hard to fathom who he's going to do the centre half with. I mean, in the press conference, he's leading everyone towards the conclusion it's one of the three, Nat Phillips, Rhys Williams and the other fella, Billy Cometio. There's no way Billy Cometio, 17 years, is getting pitched in at centre half into Premier League. And there's no way Nat Phillips, who couldn't buy a game, you know, in a second-tier Bundesliga, I'm exaggerating slightly, is getting a game. Reece could get a game. He seems to have come on. He's a weird case study, him. He's come on in leaps and bounds. You listen to Klopp saying, what's his name? The Portuguese guy we've got in the coaching team.
Yeah,
Vitor going. He sort of said, no, we've got to get him out because he was at Kidderminster a year ago. I mean, that's it's not like he was tearing it up in the Championship or a Premier League team. So I just know I can't call it.